Mia was 28, working full-time as a nurse and making decent money. But when her car broke down and her landlord raised her rent in the same month, she had a shocking realization. She had less than $200 in her bank account, no safety net, nothing to fall back on. Sound familiar? You're not alone. According to a 2023 Federal Reserve report, nearly 37% of Americans couldn't cover a $400 emergency with cash. Today, we're going to follow Mia's journey and give you a clear, step-by-step plan to build an emergency fund that actually protects you. Let's start with the basics. An emergency fund is a dedicated pool of cash you only touch when life throws you a real curveball. Job loss, a medical bill, a busted furnace, a car that won't start. It is not a vacation fund. It is not a treat-yourself account. Mia's mistake was treating her checking account like it covered everything. When the car repair bill hit $1,400, she had to put it on a credit card charging 24% interest. That one decision cost her hundreds in extra interest payments. An emergency fund is what stands between you and high-interest debt when life gets unpredictable. Here's the number that stopped Mia in her tracks when she first saw it. 37% of Americans cannot cover a $400 emergency without borrowing money or selling something. $400. That's one car repair, one urgent care visit, one missed paycheck. And if you're in that group right now, there is zero judgment here. This is exactly why we're making this video. The good news? Mia went from being part of that 37% to having a fully funded emergency account in just 14 months, and we're going to show you exactly how she did it. Here's where most advice gets too vague. Save 3 to 6 months of expenses. Okay, but what does that actually mean for you? Mia sat down and added up her true monthly essentials: rent, utilities, groceries, car payment, insurance, and minimum debt payments. Her number came out to $2,100 a month. Multiply that by 6, and her target emergency fund was $12,600. Not a round number from the internet. Her actual number. As a nurse with stable employment, 6 months made sense. If you're self-employed, a contractor, or the sole earner in your household, you may want to push toward 9 to 12 months. The key is building around your life, not a generic formula. So, where should you actually keep this money? Mia's first instinct was to stuff it into her regular checking account. But that's a trap. When everything lives in one place, it's too easy to spend. Let's look at where most Americans store their emergency savings, and more importantly, where the smart money goes. The best option for most people is a high-yield savings account. These are FDIC insured up to $250,000, meaning your money is protected and they offer significantly better interest rates than traditional savings accounts. As of 2024, many high-yield savings accounts were offering between 4% and 5% APY, meaning your emergency fund actually grows while it sits there. Here's exactly how Mia went from $0 to $12,000 in 14 months. Step 1. She opened a high-yield savings account completely separate from her checking. Out of sight, out of mind. Step 2. She set a monthly savings target of $850, which was tight but doable after trimming subscriptions and dining out less. Step 3. She automated a transfer of $850 every payday the moment her direct deposit hit. This is the most important step. When savings happen automatically before you can spend, the decision is made for you. Step 4. She treated it exactly like her rent payment. Non-negotiable. This is your financial foundation, not optional spending. This is the chart that kept Mia motivated. Watch how an $850 monthly contribution builds over 14 months. It doesn't feel like much at first. After month 1, you have $850, and that might not feel like a safety net. But look at what happens by month 6. You're over $5,000, By month 10, you're past $8,500, and by month 14, Mia crossed her $12,000 target. The psychology here matters too. Every milestone, first $1,000, first $5,000, built momentum. Progress feels slow at first, and then suddenly, it doesn't. This is why consistency beats big lump sum efforts every single time. Mia made a few mistakes early on, and they're the same ones most people make. Mistake 1. Keeping everything in one checking account. When money is accessible and mixed together, you spend it. Separate account. Problem solved. Mistake 2. Treating, "I really want this" as an emergency. A sale at your favorite store is not a financial emergency. Mistake 3. Setting an unrealistically high monthly goal. Mia first tried saving $1,500 a month and burned out in 6 weeks. She reset to $850 and never missed a payment. Start sustainable. Mistake 4, and this one gets overlooked, is not refilling the fund after you use it. If you pull $2,000 out for a real emergency, your next priority is rebuilding it. Let's talk about what happens when you don't have an emergency fund, because this is the real cost Mia discovered the hard way. When she put that $1,400 car repair on a credit card at 24% APR and took 18 months to pay it off, she paid roughly $300 in interest alone. That's money she paid for the privilege of not having savings. And this is a pattern that traps millions of Americans in a debt cycle. One emergency leads to credit card debt, which eats into monthly income, which makes it harder to save, which means the next emergency sends you right back to the credit card. An emergency fund breaks that cycle permanently. The most common pushback Mia heard, and maybe you're thinking this too, is, "I don't have any extra money to save." Here's how she found her $850 a month. She audited her subscriptions and canceled 4 she barely used. That was $67 a month. She reduced dining out from 5 times a week to 2, saving roughly $280 a month. She redirected her tax refund, all $100 of it, straight into her new high-yield savings account. And she sold old nursing textbooks, clothes, and a spare TV on Facebook Marketplace for about $400. In 1 month, she had $1,247 saved without a single raise. You don't need more income. You need a clearer picture of where your money is already going. Today, Mia has $12,200 sitting in a high-yield savings account, earning over 4% APY. She's no longer one car repair away from credit card debt. She sleeps better, she has options, and she did it on a nurse's salary with no windfall, no side hustle income, and no financial background. Here's your action plan. First, calculate your actual monthly essential expenses and multiply by 6. Second, open a dedicated high-yield savings account today. It takes about 10 minutes online. Third, set up an automatic transfer for whatever amount you can sustain right now. Even $100 a month builds a foundation. Fourth, treat that transfer like it's rent, non-negotiable. This is for educational purposes only, but the math is clear. An emergency fund is the single most important financial move you can make before anything else. Everything in this video is for educational and informational purposes only and does not constitute financial advice. Please consult a licensed financial advisor before making any financial decision.